Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Hello.
All right, so we are going to talk about today. I'm going to screen share it for you first. We have in the midst Sheena, Queen of the Jungle.
Oh, God.
Is going to get a reboot from Millennium. Now, keep in mind, you see the screen share, right? We got somebody's wonderful books advertised on the side. How cool is that?
I wonder whose books
wow.
I can't picture the guys.
That's just awesome. I got to check those books out, I think. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, because I've been checking Barnes & Noble. I haven't been seeing them.
I wonder how that happened over there. Okay, so anyway. Millennium Films has announced plans for a new adaptation of 1930s comic book property, Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. So finally, after all these years, I'm not going to read the article, really. Yeah. But I think, why not? They're rebooting everything else, right? Why don't they just do it?
Yep.
I mean, next thing we know, they're going to have Red Sonja. They're going to have all these other stuff. So yeah, I'm all for that.
And as we all know, Schwarzenegger was supposed to come in Red Sonja as Conan, but due to some rights issue, they end up
had a different character.
They had to do it differently. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I was still hoping for Howard the Duck in it, but that's another story.
Right. And we saw Howard the Duck in basically the Guardians of the Galaxy and the Guardians of the Galaxy. So I know Chris and I are going to talk about this in more detail, but Trevorrow is out of Star Wars Episode 9.
Down skis.
Stick a fork like a hot dog. He's done. And it makes you wonder who the hell is going to replace him. Will it be J.J. Abrams? Will it be
if J.J. Abrams comes in? You know, there's going to be a lot of lens flare.
No, well, no. I think his wife told him stop it with the damn lens flares. I think that's what it was. I remember her. She kind of told him, "Hey, enough with that crap."
I can't see whose lightsaber because there's too much lens flare.
Maybe it's Rian Johnson because he's doing Episode 8, right? So maybe he'll just continue and do Episode 9.
Bring him in early and just.
Well, they had some creative differences. And they're not really going into detail about it, which seems like a lot of people haven't created differences lately with the direction of the Star Wars movies or what they want. So Disney is saying goodbye. They're gone. They're parting ways. The parting of the ways.
Giving you a cake and sending you on your way.
That's right. So this probably will be a good thing, I think, because I was kind of a little bit worried.
If they go with who you said, they might try to bleed 7 a little bit more into 8. I know it does, but I'm just saying they might try to bleed a little bit more into 8. This way they can.
I mean, Rian Johnson, right? Is it Rian Johnson that's doing 8?
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, Chris was around. We would talk about it. He knows more detail, but yeah, but yeah, Rian, yeah. So he is. Oh, he's already the front runner, huh?
Okay.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Let's see here. Yep, just hours after. He's the front runner for the next Star Wars movie. Yeah. Okay. That would be a good thing. Why not?
Yeah. That way they don't have to worry about doing too much.
I mean, supposedly he's doing a great job with Episode 8, right? So
yeah.
You know, that's a cool thing. What else do we have? There was a Bad Moms Christmas Red Band trailer. We haven't watched that yet. We'll probably watch it later. And
I think I watched the first one.
The first one was great. Then we also got there's a Dracula prequel coming out, but not related to the other movies and different movie company. Its director is up for a vampire prequel for Dracula.
Okay.
It's going to be called Dracula, or, based on Bram Stoker's. Yeah.
So long as it wasn't like that last Dracula movie.
Yeah, and box office wise, we're waiting for the numbers to see when we're going to have Spider-Man: Homecoming have China numbers in. Right now it's at 747. It's just a little under 2 million away from beating the other amazing movie. So it's going to go over $1 billion. I mean, me and Chris are talking about this off air.
Yeah.
Once it goes in China, it's going to be destroying
it's
everything.
definitely going to go to
Destroying everything. Today is Wednesday. It's comic book day. And it's raining today too, so I don't know what's going to happen. I had a little bit of a flood, but I'm going to venture out and see what's going on. Everything's cleared up there, seeing the comic book thing. So, all right. We might have some comic reviews later, and you're going to work later, so
yes,
I'll probably talk to you tonight.
Closing, so.
Yes. What else is going on? Oh, yes, our Homecoming and then World Planet of the Apes, we'll find out.
I did have a strange dream. I just want to mention this. It was as though, have you ever had a dream about your favorite show and you know there was not an episode like this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this was the dream. This is going to sound odd. First part of it is like Bill finds herself on a stairway and go, oh, what floor am I on this time?
Doctor Who.
Huh?
Doctor Who.
Yeah, Doctor Who.
Okay.
I know see everything.
That's fine, it's fine.
But, oh, what floor am I on this time? Like she's been there before. I go, oh, good, I don't have to go down as many steps. She gets to the bottom, and she tries the door and finds it's locked. Then next thing I know, we're looking on the opposite end, and the doors, it changes between like a crowbar in the door handle or an axe that's keeping her from opening the door.
Right.
Real odd. Okay, I know, it sounds odd.
It's a dream. It's your dream.
Yeah, it's a dream.
It's fine. It doesn't have to be whatever.
And the two people out there are looking at her or looking at the door like, oh, you need to go back and try to get something to pry this door open. Well, eventually the door gets open. The guy who was with the other person's no longer there, but the guy then exits from the room.
Right.
And I'm left, it's like we're all thinking, okay, Bill's using some sort of cloaking device to make herself look like whoever left to get to prise the doors open. And that's when I finally wake up.
You're probably thinking of like the good Star Trek TV shows with the cloaking device.
Yeah.
You're probably thinking about how you wish Doctor Who was better, what's going to happen, and it isn't. And your mind is manifesting all the best things of certain things into something that's one composite dream.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, that's not reality.
It was just weird. Like, it's like, oh, cool.
I like dreams because dreams, lead into things like, stories. I mean, if you think about it, I think it was Wes Craven? Was it that he had a dream, or was it the fact that he went to the hospital? I forget what the story was, how he got the inspiration for Freddy Krueger. I think he went to the hospital and he saw that there was a whole talk of that person had the nightmare or something, unless that was a dream of his, and he created Freddy Krueger from that. So I got to really look into that because I should know. Maybe it's a mixture of both. But, yeah, dreams affect what, you create. So that's good. But I wish there was a cloaking device on the whole new Star Trek series so we wouldn't see it.
Yes, maybe that's the hope. Then it turns out it's just a dream.
How do you approve a new season if the first season didn't air yet? How the F do you approve?
Unsolved mysteries.
God. You don't know if it's going to do good, right? You have no idea.
No.
And so, like, you just bank on, oh, well, this would be a good excuse in case it gets canceled. You can never say it got canceled after season 1 because we did season 2. Because they probably had a commitment for 2 seasons anyway. So they just, and if they save face and they're like, oh, the production was too much money or this, and we just decided not to. That's what's going to happen. They're never going to admit that it failed.
No.
Because they don't do stuff like that in this day and age. Just like Marvel would have books out and they'll be like, oh, sales are better than ever with these female characters and this, and they fail.
They're claiming that the sales are better, but what they're not telling you is they're just saying this is how many books we actually shipped out to this particular.
Right. There will probably be 50 or 100 copies sitting on the shelf that they're not selling because they tricked retailers into spending all this money to buy the thing so they can get other deals at other things. And then next thing you know, that they didn't really sell. They're chilling on the shelf. Probably like USA, right? I don't know. But anyway.
Boxes that we see whenever you go into a comic book shop.
So you can't really tell by that either if the thing does well. But you can tell when the fan base flips out.
Mm-hmm.
And when the fan base flips out about a certain thing, and then when the thing is over, that storyline, and they don't read it afterwards, that means they're angry. They're angry. They're done. I've had. There's this certain thing where, like, they jump the shark or they create a storyline that's beyond people can just tolerate anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I read years ago of all the Spider-Man storylines, even like the moment they did Spectacular Spider-Man 226, where they said that Peter Parker was a clone and Ben Reilly was the real one. So all the Spider-Man that we've read about from 70s on into the present, that time, the 90s, was fake, right? People lost their shit, right? They left the book. The book dropped, like whatever. And for 2 years, the original writers of the storyline left, so they couldn't resolve it because they didn't know what the hell they wanted to do to resolve it. So they had too many hands in the soup trying to solve this clone problem. And they just had Ben Reilly in the suit for 2 freaking years. And Spider-Man's chilling, happily married in Canada with Mary Jane, having the time of his life. And they had to use all these excuses. And even Norman Osborn's like, I was pissed because I did this so you could believe that you're a clone and you're fake. I orchestrated this whole thing with the jackal and everything. And meanwhile, you're happily having fun, like an extended honeymoon for 2 years or whatever. And you freaking, I made you more happy than anything. So this is why I killed Ben Reilly. Here he is, goo. I mean, like, I remember seeing that where Norman Osborn came back into the phrase Green Goblin, and I was like, oh, but he's dead, but he was alive, you know? And then he beat the crap out of Ben Reilly, threw him out the window, he crashed and became goo in Spider-Man's arms, you know? And Peter Parker then became Spider-Man. He's like, all right, that's it, you know? I'm the real one, and I gotta, like, take care of stuff. But they resolved it, but I almost left. You know, there's just that one thing that you go beyond what you're supposed to go.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't do shit. I mean, there was stuff that was going on in Spider-Man way after that. With the deal with the Devil, Mephisto, I was just about done after that. You know, and I actually was done for a while. I went back to it because I was just like, no, Spider-Man, don't make a deal with Devil. No. You know, he doesn't erase his marriage of 21 years so that way he could be with of a hot, beautiful supermodel that he's in love with to save a 99-year-old Aunt May, even though it's like his mother. He's responsible. He remembers what happens if, you know, he couldn't stop the burglar. So to make a deal with the devil, he knows that, yes, Aunt May will be alive, but everything else will be effed up. You don't have a happy ending, you know? And it wasn't a happy ending because he lost his child that he was supposed to have, you know, that Mary Jane was supposed to have, a second child, you know, that the soul went to Mephisto, which still wasn't resolved. But, you know, that's the whole thing, is that they do these stupid storylines and they think, oh, my God, all they're thinking about is this. They're not thinking about the character. Like, you're destroying Captain America, and all you're thinking about is this. You're not thinking about whatever. I'm still pissed off about it. I'm beyond pissed about it. I read the book. I gave it a chance, and I'm still pissed about it.
But at a certain time, they have to honestly think, you know, we can't do this for a year. We have to do it for maybe 6 months, or maybe do it as like a 3 or 4 part episode. But that's a...
But they have the famous, the writers are famous.
We've got this year-long plan, and they think, oh, it's so going to be awesome. People are going to love it. And then it comes out. And
well, you would have writers, and they would say, listen, give it a chance, right? Okay, I gave it a chance. I actually bought the books, like Secret Empire. Yeah, it was cool, some cool stuff in it, but to me, it didn't make any sense why this is happening. Like, I was not for this. I was totally against it, even though I read the damn thing. So obviously that's wrong because it's not going to be what you think. It's a mistake. And they forced the guy to change it early. And then he's not going to be on the book anymore. And it's a thing where, how do you do that? And they made a freaking statue of Captain America. Just as they announced that he's like with Hydra, like Nazis.
Yep, I saw that.
And they did this during Civil War when the movie was out. And Disney's like, excuse me, what are you doing? Our movie's out. Like, we own you, but like, really? Like now?
That's so
like now you're doing this now. You're doing this when our movie is out with Captain America and Civil War now. So you're going to get people confused and you're going to think, oh, he's the bad guy. Let's side with Iron Man. Meanwhile, nobody's a bad guy. You know? But like, there's a common sense when you release things. You don't do that. And I was against that. And I think Disney was against it too. That's why maybe they stepped in, made some changes or something.
Yeah.
But you have to, Disney and Marvel and studios and all that, right? If you're going to put out Infinity War, do not put something out in the comics that's related or that's whatever, because you confuse the shit out of your fan base. Or don't do something different in the comics and then you confuse the crap out of your fan base, right? That's the thing. And I know that they're trying to make money off of the movie, but don't do that. Do something different. You do better if you
Look what
create
they did with the Superman, the Man of Steel thing. They did like a pre-comic book to it, not exactly explaining things, but leading up to it. That's what they did with the ID4. They had a Zero issue explaining things that led up to it,
right.
which was good. And I've been noticing Marvel hasn't been doing that lately. They just simply go, okay, how can we adapt the movie character into our comic book? Or how can we adapt this storyline to the big screen?
And here's the thing, if you're going to kill off Wolverine, don't have 4 or 5 Wolverines running around.
Yes.
You did a storyline immediately after that, with everybody having, then you're having, how many kids does he have? He has a clone, he has 2 kids, he has 3 kids, he's this kid from another universe. Why don't you just bring back the original Wolverine? He's encased in adamantium. His healing factor keeps bringing him back from the dead every time he dies in there. Have Magneto pull him out of the prison, and that's the end of it. That's all you have to do. I mean, Magneto ripped the adamantium from his body, so why don't he just be like a surgeon and make a hole or move the way where he can get out of the prison? Why isn't the X-Men trying to free him? Why are they running around with Old Man Logan from another universe, clone Logan, Laura, and this son and this son? What are you doing? Like, and if you want to, like, I'm happy. I changed my mind about Jean Grey and them pulling them out of time, because I think it's really more interesting now. They can't go back in time because they probably altered the shit already, and they're probably from an alternate timeline. But I just find Jean Grey book is like one of the best out there right now, which I was totally didn't think that was going to happen. So I'm fine with them still being here, but like certain things just make no sense. Wolverine should come back.
Yes,
honestly.
definitely.
Fantastic Four have to come back. That's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, and Marvel has to get the Fantastic Four back desperately.
And Doctor Doom is not a hero. I'm not happy with that. No. He killed like I don't know how many people, and it's like now you're a hero now. You don't just put a cape on and you stop like okay.
No. That doesn't change you.
So I hope they fix some things after Legacy. I hope that they revealed that Iron Man's not adopted and that he really is Tony Stark and not some who knows what. Then they tried to make that Black Widow was his mother, but he had a relationship with Black Widow, and they had relations, and they're like, oh yeah, we forgot. So like they can't do that. But it's like how stupid that you don't know your own history. So I hope that they fix whatever's wrong with the characters, bring people back from the dead after Legacy is over, right before Christmas. That would be my ideal thing. All right, Scott, I know he's got to go. I got to go. Take care. Bye for now.
Ciao.